makes puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello, Falcon Paladin. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Somicron. It is good to be at the podcast. It is good to be here for yet another discussion of stuff that we're interested in talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I do 417 episodes of a podcast where we're talking about stuff we're not interested in.
Right.
Yeah.
Bingo. I mean, most people don't know this, but the secret to good podcasting is don't spend every podcast talking about stuff you don't want to talk about. Because if you're doing that, you're going to fail. Because people can tell that you don't want to talk about it, and then your enthusiasm is down, and your happiness is down, and people know that. But maybe people would hate listen to that, I guess. They're like, man, these guys really suck. Let's keep listening to see how much they can suck.
Yeah, if they just have like really awful opinions, then it's like, I need to know what these guys' garbage takes are, and that's possible.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different thing, but yes, I think that could be a part of it too.
Yeah. I got a text yesterday when I was getting home from a mate of mine who just like watches anime and stays home all day, right? That's his jam. And he was like, how do you decide what new stuff to start every season? Because he has a problem where if he starts something, he feels like he has to finish it, and he doesn't have enough time for everything. And I'm like, okay, well, here's what I do. I kind of judge based on like I judge the book by the cover, and I read the synopsis, and then I see if anyone's talking enthusiastically on the Reddit, and I kind of just, I'll give lots of things a one episode try, and they have like until I go ugh, and like, I drop a lot of stuff that way. And he's telling me that there's this show that's in its like 5th season called Rent a Girlfriend. That he, like, I made a reference to it. Like, I tend to, if it's a sequel for a show that I've already dropped, I won't give it another try just because the new season's out. Like, if it's just because it's still going doesn't necessarily mean it's good. And I use that as an example. Like, I'm not going to give that a try. And he's like, I have to hate watch that. There's trashy fun, and then there's just trash, and it's trash. And he's read the manga 200 chapters beyond where the show is at season 5. And he's like, and I have to watch it because it's awful, and I need to, be accurate when I hate it.
Dude, some people are wired that way. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I think the animated Velma TV show that nobody liked got decent ratings because of that very thing. Yeah, so I guess there are a lot of people out there like that, but I don't think they're majority. But yeah, sometimes they keep shows alive. Yeah, I just can't imagine. I cannot imagine it, man. Here's my thing. I've got a pretty strong compulsion to finish stuff that I start. But man, if it gets bad, I'm pretty cool with pulling the plug. I'm pretty cool with being like, you know what? This sucks. I'm out. Yeah. I did that with The Boys.
The Boys? You didn't finish The Boys?
The Boys. It's still going. There's a new season right now, and I'm like, do I care about watching this? No. No, I don't at all, actually. And I haven't.
Fair enough. I've just been waiting for season. I think this is the last season, and I've just been waiting to finish, for it to be done, so I can just watch all of it. Like, I wasn't. I'm tired of being like, man, season 3 was great. Can't wait to wait 18 months for season 4. Like,
not wrong.
Show could be great. Show could be terrible. It could be trashy fun. It could be the next Fast and Furious movie. I don't want to have to wait, anymore for TV shows to take forever. I'll just wait for it to be done, and if enough people take that stance that it doesn't get renewed and finished, oh well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's totally fine. I get that. Yeah.
So.
Anyhows, The Boys is happening, and what I'm gathering from just Facebook posting and Reddit posts I see, people are like mid about it, not enthused. They're not like hate watching it, but they're not like, wow, what a great final season for this show that we like. It's just like, so
fair enough.
Yeah, I've just not been encouraged at all to give it a try.
Yeah, I I know it's the new season started when I started seeing like Instagram and YouTube short reels and stuff being like
Yep.
people going, "Oh man, this season's not very good. I wish it wouldn't be so political anymore." And it's like, have you watched the last like any of this? Are you starting here? It's always been political. And then the other lot of shorts that I get is comments from Eric Kripke, the I think writer or showrunner or whatever, being like, I can't outright reality anymore. When we started this, what I was doing was clearly parody, and now it's just not, you know.
Yep, that's about right. That's the problem with being satirical is every once in a while the world goes, oh yeah, and then you're like,
Hold my beer.
damn it. Yeah, the people at the Onion are like, this is our job is so much harder right now. Holy
Right.
cow. Yeah. So anyway, The Boys is back. Actually, Invincible is back, and kind of the same thing.
Yeah, Invincible I kind of stopped caring about. The moment they were like, multiverse, I was like, no thank you.
Yeah, multiverse is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to make it work well. Just in general, superheroes do it a lot in Marvel and DC. They're always like, multiverse, go. And obviously they've tried it in the movies and stuff too. But I mean, the MCU's attempts at introducing a multiverse, first of all, did not have a coherent plan associated with it.
No.
There were like 6 different kinds of multiverses explored, and none of them were picked back up. And it never resolved with anything. And it was like, so your multiverse arc was just like, multiverses, they exist. Thanks for watching our movies. Goodbye.
So
Yeah. How crazy is that?
I think I don't know how much. Do you care much about Doomsday coming end of the year? Like,
I don't.
okay.
I think what I've said is if people go to it and they're just like blown away, holy shit, they're back, they did it again, this is amazing, then like, okay, fine, I'll see it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I really don't believe that's going to happen.
So I've heard 2 things. One is that they're re-releasing Endgame with some new footage, maybe, or at least people were saying that, oh my god, there's this rewatch of Endgame that has incredibly important details for Doomsday. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for someone to write a Reddit comment telling me what they are.
Check out what the Wikipedia article says.
Yeah. And so, okay, that's fine. But, so maybe there's... Because Robert Downey Jr. is returning for Victor Von Doom, right?
Right.
All I can maybe suggest is that, like, oh, Tony Stark in another dimension is Victor Von Doom. And, like...
Right.
It's multiverse stuff because Fantastic Four is set in a different universe, and Victor Von Doom is like the teaser button at the end of the credits for that movie.
Yeah.
And I think that movie was better than what I heard, what people said. I enjoyed it. It's
That's fine.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not mind blowing. It's fine. It's fine. You know.
Yep.
And sometimes you need fine to get to a movie, and that's also fine. But the new news that I saw today, or was it yesterday, was that there was a test screening that apparently got rave reviews, and I think Marvel and Disney are setting themselves to shoot themselves up in the foot, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that is true, but people going like, oh my god, the MCU is back on track, this movie's the best one ever. That you're setting expectations way too high. People are going to come out of a good movie and go, it wasn't that great, you know?
Yeah, no, yes, you can screw yourself over by setting expectations that are far too high for what you've done.
That's what I'm expecting to happen, yeah.
Right. That's entirely fair. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I mean, they're dragging poor Patrick Stewart into this. They're dragging...
Ian McKellen.
Wolverine. Yeah, Ian McKellen's back. Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's doing the Wolverine again. Like
until he's 90. Yeah.
Yes, until he's 90. That wasn't like.
Ian McKellen is 86,
so
he's got 4 more years and then he's out.
I don't know. They're gonna AI this guy. They're gonna put him into movies as AI Magneto for the next 400 years.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I just can't look at Patrick Stewart in anything at this point and go like, boy, sure glad he's back. He's sure having a great time. I'm like, I don't, I don't know if he's having a good time.
Right. Yeah, it's like looking at the last 20 movies Bruce Willis did, where he was clearly just
Oh,
being managed by his
yes.
agent, and he was like, "Oh, we only do 2 days," and he doesn't want to have to remember any lines because he couldn't read at the time, and you know, just clearly being abused by his agent for money in all these terrible, terrible movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just sad. Stop trotting out these senior citizens. Patrick Stewart has enough money. Stop backing up Brinks trucks to his house and being like, hey, you want more money? No, he doesn't need it. Leave him alone. Recast Professor X. It's fine.
Yeah. What happened to the other guy?
Yeah.
You shaved his head for one of the movies. It was fine. Get him back.
James McAvoy, bring him back.
Yeah, not that guy.
Man.
He's.
So I don't know.
I gotta look to see if he's just like Patrick Stewart's just been like acting nonstop. Because it kind of looks like he has from his filmography. He just likes to work, you know.
I know, and I get it. And if you're good at something and you really, truly enjoy it, you're going to keep doing it.
Right. That said, he's had like 4 roles for the last 6 years. He's in a movie called Bait, where apparently he's the voice of Pighead. He's done Star Trek Picard.
Yep.
And then what has he done in movies? It's like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, The Sheep Detectives, Avengers Doomsday, and Dragon Rider. Like, so he's been Charles Xavier in 2 different things. The voice of a sheep, probably, and the voice of someone called Pighead. His voice roles, not a lot of time on set. Yeah.
No, certainly not.
Oh, excuse me, I missed something. He did updated. Oh no, Archive audio. Never mind. He was in Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. I'm like, did he do updated work? No, it's Archive.
No,
Archive audio.
he did a fine job the first time. That's good.
Yeah.
Again, in like 2006, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let Patrick rest.
Yes. Yep. He's got a lot of games on his filmography. Like, he has every Star Trek game ever made, basically, right? A bunch of X-Men games. That all makes sense. He's in Castlevania Lords of Shadow in 2010. The Sims Medieval, a game I've never heard of.
Me neither.
Family Guy, The Quest for Stuff as himself. Another Castlevania game. And then, like, Leonardo's Cat, My Memory of Us, Shadow Point, and Felix the Reaper, which all look like little indie games that somehow got Patrick Stewart to be a voice in them.
Again, it sounds like if you call him and be like, hey, Sir Patrick Stewart, you want to be in our thing? He'll be like, yes, absolutely. Where do I sign? It's like, oh, someone needs to help him, save him from himself. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Unless he's like this wild degenerate gambler and he's lost all of his money and he keeps having to work to like not get his knees broken by the mob.
Yeah. He's paying off 2 ex-wives, that kind of thing. Like, they took all his money.
Yeah, maybe something like that's going on. We don't know.
Because that's what happened with Sylvester Stallone. He had like 5 ex-wives in the space of like a decade, and he had no money. That's why like Rambo had to come back, and he started doing the Expendables and all this stuff. He just ran out of money.
You can. That's the thing. I'm not saying this as a it's impossible to spend that much money because there is no amount that you cannot spend. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's so sad. Anyhow. Speaking of video games, I've been playing Dying Light.
Oh, you having fun?
I am. You know what? This is like way more of kind of like a AAA game than I thought it was when I started it.
It's
Again,
definitely a AAA game. What are you on about?
well, my initial interaction with Dying Light was 3 guys sitting in a conference table
right. Yeah, that makes yeah,
at
that's fair.
PAX
That's fair.
who didn't have a game at a gaming convention.
Right.
And I was like,
Right.
Okay. So yeah, like Super Triple A, like the campaign's way longer than I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a lot more stuff than I thought they were going to. They got like a whole new zone they opened up, and I was like, what the? Okay. All right. I see what you're doing now. Yeah. So yesterday they did the bullshit thing where they're like, hey, we want to put the player in this kind of captured position, but also we're not creative enough to actually do it when the player has any agency. So we're going to capture him in a cutscene.
Ah.
I was like, all right, you guys, so lazy. Okay. It's even worse because immediately prior to this, I have shot up and murdered about 37 goons in this apartment building where the bad guys are holed up. They're all dead. And then I find the bad guy. The guy that's been captured that I need to rescue. I find him, and we're leaving, and the lights go off. And then they come back on, and I'm captured. And I'm like, it's a cutscene. It's a cutscene.
Cinematic. Yeah. Yep.
So bad. Anyway, like here's a creative way to do it. You ready? The player goes into the room where the captured dude is. Suddenly, the floor opens up, and you drop down into a floor below. That is a dungeon, and now they're captured. Not hard. Player agency is intact. See how not hard this is?
Yeah, it's still very railroady though. It's like, oh well, I had to walk on the magic spot for this to happen. If I had jumped at that,
I had to choose to rescue the guy that I want to rescue. Yes.
It's but it's still like if the game had multiple paths where you could choose not to rescue that guy, okay, that's fine. But I don't think this is Baldur's Gate 3, right? I
know.
It's just as little player agency to walk in a room as it is to just fade to a cutscene. You know.
I'm just saying, give me control of my character the whole time. That's all I want. You can railroad me if you want. You can send me where you want me to send me, but don't take the controls away from me to put me where you want me to put me.
Yeah. Seems...
Because you're right, it's still railroady if you do it the way that I want it, but at least I am still in control of my character when it happens. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I just don't think... For me, I don't see a lot of... No, it's much of a muchness. Like, do you want to be able to control, like, to the left and right as you fall? What are you really getting out of this, mechanically speaking?
A sense of control, even if it's a lie.
Well, if you really wanted a sense of control, and the floor's just opening up below you, I feel like I'd be like, okay, I'm going to reload that and see if I can jump over it. And then you find out there's just an invisible wall on the other side of the pit, you know, and you have to land there. That doesn't, it immediately would stop feeling like control. It's the same reason why I don't like having to lose in boss fights and then have a cutscene, because I feel like I should be going into everything with the expectation that I can try to win, right? Or I can win and I should try to. And so... Yeah,
totally.
I want to say it's definitely happened to me or my brother when I was young and watching him play games, that there's like a boss fight that you're supposed to lose to, but we'd lose, be like, we lost, and then just reset the game to like have another go without realizing you're supposed to lose, right? We just never let the cutscene play, you know?
Yeah.
To find out because we were young and stupid. But
well, and what's worse is Mass Effect 2 or 3 does this, where you're fighting stupid ninja insert Kai Lung or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
You beat him and then lose in the cutscene. Like, that's the worst.
Yeah.
You get his health bar down to 0, and then the game's like, nope, actually, you lost. Nice try, hero.
I think that's way worse than just being like, a cutscene to have you captured, you know, and put in a pit. It's way worse. Yeah.
Another thing about this game is I'm in the so they put me in this fighting pit. They're like, for entertainment, you have to fight these zombies. Ha ha ha! Look how stupid you are with your stick that we gave you. So about halfway through this, I go, you know what? Generally, trope-wise, when you are put in a fighting pit by the evil big bad guy, it's intervention that is required for you to get out of there. Like, someone has to come save you. It's not very often that there's a way for you to get out of that situation by yourself.
Sort of, yeah. I think a lot
I
of the
couldn't
time.
think of any situations where you're in a fighting pit and then you just, like, get out of the fighting pit on your own.
Well, a lot of the stuff that I'm thinking of is like you beat the guy, and then you get out but not in the fighting pit itself. Like you go back to like whatever your chambers is, because they like keep you captured, and you get out over there, not necessarily like you just climb out of the fighting pit. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you what happens in Dying Light, Samako.
You parkour your way out of the fighting pit, because it's a free running game.
Nope.
No? Okay, what happens?
No. That would make sense, though. No. So, you kill all the monsters. The big bad comes down and goes, well done. You're awesome. Drop your weapon. He gave you a machete in a previous round to fight with, right? This, like, crappy machete.
Mm-hmm.
Drop your weapon. So, point number 1, main character doesn't drop their weapon.
Okay.
And then the bad guy monologues a little bit, and then does the, like, turn away and says, shoot him thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you John Wick the absolute shit out of the situation, take down the 2 guys with guns who have them pointed at you, chop off the hand of the big bad, and then shoot 2 more guards who are up on a ledge watching the whole thing before they kill you in a cutscene. So I'm like, you got me into the situation in a cutscene. I guess you can get me out of the situation in a cutscene.
That's worse. Like falling in.
It was so bad.
Falling into a pit, getting kidnapped in a cutscene is one thing. Getting to like suddenly be 10 times the power level to move like John Wick in slow motion as you disable 3 guys with a machete and they've got guns.
It's
worse.
5 total guns.
It's worse. That's worse. That's worse.
Oh my gosh.
This reminds me of like Red Dead, because it had the time slow mechanic in that way. You could like bullet time it, so you could like pistol shot a bunch of dudes really quickly.
Yep.
It'd be neat to just let the player do something like that where time slows, but you have like free motion, and maybe you get out of a sticky situation like that where the player controls. So that would be neat. I'm on board of letting the player do cool things, and getting captured is not cool, so I really don't mind not being in control there. But if you're gonna do something cool, let the player do it.
Yeah, totally. I was laughing so hard. I was like, are you kidding me? And then, like, I run, and there's this gunfire, but they're not very good at hitting me, which is whatever, fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to a point where I'm still in the enemy compound, and the shots stop firing, and the, like, you're being pursued music ends.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped, I looked around, and I was like, did they give up? There's no one else here? I'm still in the compound.
Uh-huh.
Then I went back. I backtracked, and the music starts up again. It's like dun 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 dun, and then I cross an invisible threshold, and it's like, you made it. Good job.
Yep.
I couldn't. Like, look, guys. Again, are we a AAA game? Just make the pursuit end when you're outside of the compound and you're actually free. It wasn't that much further. No. It really wasn't. Yeah. So there's a little bit of jank to this game for sure.
A little bit. I don't know what gave me the inspiration to do it, but I've been playing Starfield.
What? You already played Starfield and it sucked.
I mean, I thought it was fine. It was just kind of lifeless.
All right, lifeless, I meant.
Definitely not the same as sucking. So I don't know why I decided to pick it up and play it. And I played for about 5 hours, saved my game, quit, went to bed, or went and did the dishes or something, and came back, and it just crashes when I try to load up my save file. Like, hard crash to desktop, no error, like bug report or anything like that, just completely dead. So I went back one auto save earlier, dies, dead. Something about that save is just unstable, and like people on Twitch, not Twitch, Reddit have like for the last 3 or 4 years that's been a known issue, and the most recent complaint I can find about it is like from like 11 months ago. So I feel like it's gotten less common, but I'm on Bethesda support, and they're like, okay, try these things. I'm like, yes, I've done those. And like, okay, but here's another list. Try that. I'm like, I did all those. Please email us once again, and we'll get like real support. I'm like, I can't be bothered. So I found another autosave earlier and tried that, and that worked. I only lost an hour, 40 minutes, something like that, of gameplay, which is
I thought you were going to say like 6 hours. An hour and 40 is okay, I guess.
40 minutes to an hour, not an hour and 40. Like, it's even less. Yeah, so I've actually been enjoying it. It's not like amazing. I'm not like blown away. It's like I would not pay full price for this game again. Maybe get it at 95% off. It might be worth it.
So you can get it for $5 or less. Go for it.
Yeah. Because it does have, ship piloting in space, and I don't necessarily believe in like psyops or anything like that, but it turns out there was an update to this game like a week ago, like a big DLC drop kind of thing, where they're like, oh, we now have this thing called free lanes, where if you're in a solar system, you can actually fly from planet to planet instead of just like the warp jump there. Yeah.
Would it take like 2 years?
Oh, no. It took 3.
Cool. Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
2.5, 3. Something like that. So it's fine. I'm not really interested in setting my ship on autopilot between two stellar entities. I'll still just do the little cutscene travel. That's fine.
Sure.
But if you enjoy modifying ships and designing ships and then flying around a little bit and doing some space battles, there are worse games, to be honest.
That's true. That is true.
I immediately did a quest, like one of the starting areas. You go to this first city, and it's like, oh, there's a flyer up that someone in security is looking for like a new security guard to help their security guard quests. Right? I'm like, okay, I understand how this works. Thank you for tutorializing me, game. I go in there and I volunteer to be a little security guard agent, and he's like, great, I need you to go to the head of Central Intelligence and collect a quest from them instead. I'm like, okay. So I go into this big building that has like 6 elevator floors, and it's all like, it's basically like you go to the head of FBI, NCAA, and all of these, like, all these departments are in one building because it's this giant bureaucracy place. And they're like, great, we need you, we're worried one of our dead drop packages has been compromised. So we want you to go and get it. I'm like, okay, great, where is it? And he's like, okay, well, get back in the train that you used to take to get here, and right outside of it is a little bus stop. It's under the seat there. I'm like, the bus stop in sight of the security guard who got me this job? And they're like, yes.
Was he not watching it? Okay.
Well, he's in a building, but it's like you can see the building. You can see the door.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
Right
yep,
there.
just go and get the package
L'Oreal.
and deliver it to that guy. Like, that's the entire quest. Walk out of a building, get on a train, go into another building, ride the elevator, skip a little dialogue, go back down the elevator, ride the train back. When you get out, look under a seat and take it back to the first guy. It's such a lazy quest, and you spend more time in like loading to the new zone.
Yeah.
That
Ugh.
because like the elevator is a loading screen, the train is a loading screen. Not big loading screens. Like on an SSD, it's like 6 seconds or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it was just such a shitty quest to do. It's like one of the first you get. Like, again, I'm still enjoying exploring and a lot of my exploring is great. I found like a raider base, and I went through and killed everyone and looted everything, and now I'm over encumbered and can't fast travel back to my ship. So I'm spending 20 minutes in a gunfight and exploring like a ruin, and then an hour going, okay, out of breath. Because if you run out of breath, you start building CO2 in your suit, and then if you get too much of that, you just start taking damage and you'll die. So you have to stop and wait for both of those, your oxygen to go up and the CO2 to go down. And then you run a little bit again, and because you're over encumbered, just walking will build this. So you have to just stop and wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop, look around.
Yeah.
Look at the stars.
Now, what I will say is apparently in this DLC, they've also introduced cars that you can get, like in Mass Effect 2, the Rover or whatever. You can just now get a car, and that might have some storage, or like not worry about you being over encumbered, and you can drive that around. So I should probably look into that, because this sucks. I'm spending an hour exploring a system that looks interesting, getting loaded up on gear, and then being like, okay, I can only make like 3 jumps. How many jumps do I need to go to an inhabited star system where I can sell all the crap, and then I gotta make all those jumps back to get to, if I want to continue where I am here. It's got some problems. I'm not gonna lie. The game's got some gameplay problems. But just running around, exploring, it's neat. I'm having fun. It's weird. It's just the exploration thing that gets you in Fallout. That kind of stuff, you know? I did immediately be like, oh, what's this space station thing that I found? Like, right outside the starting zone. And it's like, oh, you started a DLC quest. And I realized that I have the DLC, apparently. I don't know if it was free or if I bought the collector's edition when I got the game. And you go to like, there's these like religious zealots who believe there's like a great snake that embodies the universe, maybe. And they worship it, and like you have to go and help them deal with the thing. And like, so you get inducted into their cult if you want, and like, oh wow, all of this House for Run lore building is quite interesting. It's actually decent storytelling. Or at least a decent quest that isn't fetch a package from there and bring it to where we're standing.
At least there's a bit of flavor, a bit of world building.
A bit of flavor, yeah. Like, I helped settle an honor duel as like a random side quest I found there. That was neat. You could drug both kids participants if you want and help them because they're brothers, or you could drug just one of them, you know, if you wanted. To really swing it whichever way you want.
Facilitate a murder.
Yeah. So I was looking at global achievements for this game, and I think it's a little bit telling that the first achievement you can get in the game is for all into the starfield, which is enter space. So it's like do half the tutorial maybe and then fly away. 88% of players got it. So 12% of players who bought this game didn't make it through 10 minutes of the game.
10 minutes.
Yeah. And like that's the highest percentage of collection that anyone's got, right? When you get into space, they're like, hey, go to this city, or the one where I did the security stuff, and join Constellation, a group of explorers. That's the second achievement you could really get, and 79% of players got it. So another 9% dropped out over like a space flight. Because there would have been a combat tutorial in space where you have to like fight off a couple ships, and like you can lower the energy requirements in your grav drive or your shields or whatever, and boost your weapons if you want, right? Like you can play with power stuff, which is neat if you're into space stuff. Like I think isn't that how X-Wing did it, where you could like transfer? Yep. It's great. Anyway, so I started doing these DLC quest with the Great Serpent, and I'm like, wow, nobody's really been playing these. Only 5% of all players bothered to come back and do these DLC quests. So,
That's so sad.
It is. And like, 5% is the start of the quest. Imagine what it's going to be if I manage to finish it and see like only 1% of players actually finished it as well. I don't know why they're still making this game. Why are they still putting resources into it? Are they just committed? They're like, well, we sold a DLC pass with the pre-orders. We have to fulfill it, or we'll get sued.
Pretty much. Although,
Could
I mean,
be.
they didn't have to make space travel actually a thing,
No,
right?
no. I
Like,
didn't.
anybody who's pissed off about that is gone. Like, they're
Mm-hmm.
not coming back now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went. I was looking through the achievements, and there are about 6 or 7 achievements that are listed as 0.0% of all players.
Wow.
Like nobody's bothered to collect all the action figures, clear out 30 incursions. Don't know what those are. Kill 10 targets for the arbitrator. Don't know who that is, but 10 targets doesn't sound like a lot.
No.
Yeah. Convince Delta that you are worthy of the title captain. Who's Delta? Don't know.
How do you become captain? Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. There's one here for clear out 15 incursions, and I thought somehow people were getting, because that one's got 0.1% of players have gotten, and I thought,
Yeah.
so think about that. 0.1% of players bothered to get to 15 incursions, but 0.0% of players bothered to get to 30.
So, of the few who even bothered to start it, none of them were like, wow, this is fun. Let's do it all the way.
Yeah.
Whew. It's Microsoft, right? Microsoft acquired Bethesda.
They own Bethesda. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda,
But I mean,
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
this game was out when they were acquired, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just Bethesda being Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness. It's hard because I do fully realize that making a good game is difficult and requires probably some luck in there too for it to all come together the way you want it to or the way that people will respond to it.
For sure.
So I really don't want to say, boy, you guys screwed that one up. Because I imagine a lot of people involved tried really hard to make a good game.
Yeah. I mean, do you think they can, what's the No Man's Sky it? Give it another 7 years of development and turn it around with free updates?
Yeah, right? No.
I mean,
No.
I think they could. I think Bethesda wouldn't. Somebody could do that. But I don't think Bethesda would.
No. Yeah, if they wanted to, they could. I don't think they want to. Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Even with No Man's Sky, I'm kind of like... still not happy you released your game in an entirely wildly unfinished state, apparently, if you're still adding stuff to it that you thought should have been in there on day one, 7 years later.
Well, I don't know that they're at the point where they're still adding stuff they thought they should have had in there 7 years ago. They're adding just new stuff. They're well beyond what they thought it could have been, and they're at the point where they're just making it even better. Because I think I think it's No Man's Sky that I saw this, that they've added in the ability to have Pokemon fights where you can now collect aliens and train them and tame them and fight other players with
fight them?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sure. Sounds great, No Man's Sky. We'll put dogfighting into our game. That sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my character Michael Vick.
Right. Bingo. Bingo bongo. Blech.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you see me playing Starfield, know that I am still me. It is not a secret cry for help that I could only set up on my Steam account. He'd never play that. He must be kidnapped.
Quick.
Nope, it's me.
Call the Australian FBI. Yeah.
Call people who would do something.
It's a tough order.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just know that he's playing it for reasons he doesn't fully understand himself. He
Nope.
doesn't know why he's doing it, but he's doing it anyway. That's
Doing
fair.
it anyway.
Sometimes we must. There's a quote from Calvin and Hobbes. I believe Hobbes asked Calvin why he's like jumping in a mud puddle or something, and Calvin goes, "I must obey the inscrutable exhortations of my soul." And I think that applies to you today, Somicron. You must
what?
obey the inscrutable exhortations of your own soul right now.
For sure.
And that's fine.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a very poetic way to put it. But that's a very poetic way of saying the universe is deterministic, and how could I not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's way more mysterious the way that Hobbes said it, or Calvin said it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I think I read that line when I was 6 years old. Did I understand what any of those words meant when I was 6? Probably not. Maybe the soul part.
I mean, maybe.
Inscrutable is a big word.
It is.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else is going on? Anything interesting? Turtle WoW is shutting down.
Total
It's a
WoW?
really successful, big private World of Warcraft server.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they took vanilla, but then like added a ton of stuff. Like added new dungeons and new zones and like factions and things, and like really blew it out.
Okay.
And eventually Blizzard was like, "You're too big. No." And I guess there were negotiations happening over the last year or so. I keep seeing the subreddit, them talking about it.
Maybe they were like, no, if we just change the name and replace all of these unique assets that Blizzard made, it'll be our own game. It'll definitely still play like vanilla WoW-ish.
Right.
But maybe we could pivot here. And Blizzard was humoring this as an idea.
Yeah. I think Blizzard doesn't care as long as your server doesn't get too big. I think they've got some kind of a chart where it's like player population 500, who cares? Player population 5,000. Yeah.
I would love to know where that line is, because like if you had
Me
asked
too.
me in like the middle of Legion, I would have bet that they were shutting down servers that were more popular than actual retail.
That's the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people are sad. But I mean, look, man, it's a private WoW server. Like that's the fate of all private WoW servers. I don't know why we're surprised.
No.
No, not at all. And that's what the comments are too. The comments are all like, "Yep, I'm sad, but like we knew this was coming. This day was going to arrive sooner or later."
Yeah.
Anyhows, yeah. And plus, WoW has, I mean, that's the thing. WoW has classic servers these days.
It does.
If you want to play BC, you can play BC. You want to play Wrath of the Lich King, you can play that too. You can play vanilla if you want.
Can you? I don't think you can play any of them. Like, because I remember,
Son of a gun.
I think they have like, pure vanilla, and then like whatever the most recent one that they're rolling onto. Like you can have an account that it will go through the release date like they're expecting. Yeah. Oh, they have BC,
Oh, I see.
Classic BC, and Mists of Pandaria. I don't think that's the order though.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it goes vanilla, BC, Lich King, Cataclysm.
Right.
I think it's Pandaria is after Cataclysm, so not too far.
Right.
But yeah.
So you can only play on 3 options. Well, 4 if you include retail. Yeah.
Yeah. That's more than there used to be. Used to not have anything.
That's true. Although I hear classic servers, like proper vanilla, have a real problem of just like, well, everyone's kind of done it already again. So they've just like moved on, and like it's very hard to have a functioning server because there's not a lot of people there. You know?
Yeah.
Just like a dead server in retail, unique players.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the last couple times I leveled something up, I just pretty much played it like a solo experience.
Yeah.
You can do that. You don't have to do dungeons. You don't have to group up.
Right.
You don't have to raid.
But
nothing about the game requires cooperation with other people.
right, but if you're like, man, I want to play that game where I got to run dungeons with all my friends when I was 18 in college,
Right.
and it just came out, you kind of do.
Yes,
If you
totally.
if you want to relive that part, if you just want to get
Yeah.
to 60, then yeah, sure.
Right.
You
Right.
don't.
Right. Yeah. If you want to relive the social aspect, you have to have a social aspect.
Right. Plot twist: water is wet. News at
Yeah.
11.
We nailed it. Ah. All right. Is it time for the Warhammers?
Yeah, let's chat Warhammer.
Yeah. I just want to bring up one thing from our Rogue Trader streams.
Sure,
So we're doing a heretical run.
we are.
So we're not spending a lot of time with Argenta because Argenta is the opposite of heresy in pretty much every way.
Well, it's interesting because the game definitely puts it in 3 columns. You can be iconoclast, which is good, like what we would call good, and as a result, not a lot of characters actually fall into that. It's basically just a faction that only we can be. Then there's heretical, and then there's dogmatic. And so we don't spend a lot of time with Argenta because she's heavily dogmatic as a sister of battle. But so is Cabela, right? They're both considered
Right.
dogmatic characters. So I would expect Cabela to have as much issue with us as Argenta,
Right.
and she really doesn't.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
There's like weird inconsistencies with the characters in reacting to us becoming heretical.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like Argenta, for the most part, when we did talk to her, the deeper into heresy we got, she's like, things are great. Everything's cheery. Ask me about my special quest. Wee.
Right.
And then one day she just walks up to us on the bridge, is like, fuck you and your heresy. Change your ways or I'm out. And I'm like, what the? Okay. But then the next time we talk to her, she's like, how are things, Rogue Trader? Wonderful. I'm so glad to be here on your ship. Like, we didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that doesn't make any sense.
I feel like it's just an issue of the game, the devs overreaching and be like, oh wow, there's a lot of branches that we have to include for, and so instead some are just tied back around onto the other. Like Argenta coming up and being like, you've gone too far is just like, okay, you hit tier 3 in the heretical chart, right? And so now we play
Yeah.
this scene because it needs to happen because it's setting up Argenta siding with the Inquisitor later, right? That's all that is.
Right. Yes. And that does happen, which is nice.
Yeah. But beyond that, unless Argenta's in the party, she's rarely, if ever, going to come and tell you anything about what she's thinking or feeling. And if you don't go and talk to her, you'll never get that either. And it stays queued as like, your first conversation will always be your first conversation with her, regardless of how long she's been on your ship. You know? Where she's like, oh, that psycho over there, I don't know if I can trust her. And can we I've got a quest. Please take me on footfall to speak to the priest at the shrine so we can talk about my quest. And if you don't do any of those things, you end up at a part where she's like, talk to me about my quest. When we go to footfall, I'd like to be there. And then you go to footfall and she sides with the Inquisitor because you're a chaos monstrosity.
Right.
Those two things happen back to back, and it's not supposed to be like that. But the game doesn't have any other way to deal with it.
No, here's how it's easy. Can we just, my easy solve for some of this is after she confronts you about your heresy, if you talk to her, just change some of the words. It's not bubbly, happy Argenta anymore. It's pissed off Argenta. You can have her say the same stuff, but now she's mad. That's it. That's all I want to happen, because it's so weird to go from like, she's here to condemn you for your sins, and then the next time you talk to her, she's like, what's up? How are things?
I think this
is so great.
I think it's
being who I am.
I think it's exacerbated by the fact that the first conversations you have with each other crew, they're voice acted, right?
Yes.
And so if she condemns you and then you go and talk to her and she's voice acted, they didn't want to like change that because they expect the first conversations you have to be at the start of the game, and they want those to be voice acted so you get a sense of what this character is supposed to be like. And it just does not flow there. And they obviously weren't going to bring back in the VA to record lines later on, just in case. Like, how often should devs test or like plan around the scenario where you play 60 hours of a game without ever interacting with one of these characters? It feels like it should be significantly unlikely. probably more likely in a game that can have like 12 playable characters in a party of 6.
Right.
But
And a bunch of other people you can have conversations with who aren't playable characters.
yeah, that too. But I don't think it's the end of the world. It's definitely bad, but again, this is our second playthrough, so I'm not mad at them. It's the second playthrough. We know why this is happening. I feel.
We do.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yep.
Yeah, Cabela, that's someone that should be making a stink about things way more than never at this point. So yeah, you're right about her. I'm just to see what happens that way. Yeah.
Yeah. What will we do if she turns
Now,
against this, Falcon?
I mean, it's cool. I don't know, man. She's an edgelord. She cuts herself on her own edge all the time.
It's true.
And she's like okay in combat. She's amazing sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
Some crimes.
What did we read this time, Falcon?
We read His Last Command by our favorite author, Dan Abnett, who hates endings more than anything in the world.
I feel like this one had a decent ending. Right? It wraps up very quickly. It feels like it's the last 10 minutes of the book, but it's like, oh, Gaunt was able, spoilers for His Last Command moving forward, obviously, Gaunt gets in word with Van Voigt's that he definitely has proof that there's some chaos warp shenanigans going on the planet, and he just goes, okay, we'll bomb it from orbit, and then they do, and that's the end of the war.
Right.
Which, cool. We saw the end of a war. This is just like in Necropolis, remember? Where Gorn had to heroically fight the end of the war. No, they just pull out and bomb it, and it's like, oh, okay, great.
I mean, that's the book, right? The book is like, there's this planet, there's this amazing Mons labyrinthy style, super old architecture on it. We think it's sacred somehow, some way. So we can't just bomb it. Let's go down there and fight. And then Gaunt's like, no, I can detect warp shenanigans because I spent some time being an underground fighter against chaos, and it's definitely warp shenanigans. Here's proof. Oh, let's bomb it from orbit. The end. Done. That's the whole book.
That's, I mean, yeah. I mean, if that's like saying, here, the bones of this bird are the whole bird, and if you throw away all the meat, sure. How do you feel that this book just goes, it's been 18 months since Geryon? Like,
don't like it, but time skips are all over the Gaunt's ghost stories. They love a time skip.
It's true. I feel like we've always been getting, like, it's been some time later, like, between battlefields, and maybe they've skipped a fight here and there.
Yeah.
Like, just enough to give you the feeling that A, time is progressing, and B, that maybe we're not getting all of the war stories out of them that they go on. Maybe there's more, but this is different because it's definitely like, well, we left 12 people on Geryon at the end of the book with no way to get off, and it's a chaos-held world. This might be like another place to put a book, Dan. And he just doesn't. He's just like, yada yada, we got off, there was a rogue trader involved, yada yada, we're here now, the end. Yeah. Just like, okay, that's fine, but maybe a short story here or two wouldn't go astray.
It would have been nice. I like that the way Gaunt and his ghost get back into the Imperial system is like landing on a random planet and being like, hey, we need to talk to someone in charge. And they're like, you seem like insurgents to us. No.
You seem like deserters to us. Yeah.
Yeah. And then basically not only having to deal with that whole thing, but finally getting in front of Von Voigt's and then them being like, we don't trust you. You're probably chaos tainted. You spent 18 months on a chaos infested planet. What's going on? I appreciated that whole aspect of it because, I think it's fair. Like, we sent you to die. Your chances of succeeding at this mission were nil. Your chances of getting off the planet, if you succeeded on the mission, were nil. We didn't send anybody to pick you up. and you're here now. What the hell is going on?
Right.
I totally understand that from von Voigt's perspective and the interrogator. Yeah, so I appreciated that.
I really
I
enjoyed that.
did feel like, okay, we're going to do a whole trial. And then they did a trial for about 10 minutes, and they're like, trial's over. No more trial. We've struck a deal. On to war. And I was like, I was kind of enjoying the trial. I was having a good time with this.
I was also enjoying the trial, but also it's 10 minutes of people being like, well, I would like to have this evidence read before the court so that we can all, maybe talk about the salient points. And they go, no, we've all read that enough. Like, we all got copied this. We don't need to go over it now. There's no salient points, no minutia you could bring up here. No, it's fine. Just dismiss all of this evidence. Characters, previous service records, time spent with the saint. We'll just ignore all that. Which, sure. I could sit here and be like, the trial was a sham, or like these nitpicks. But also, maybe that's the point here, where it's like, yes, military justice in the Imperium is still no kind of justice.
No, and that's why von Voigt is like, I got to work some back channels here if I'm going to get my boy Gaunt out of this, because this trial is not going to go well for him. I know. I know how this works. Yeah, so the whole time he's trying to like do backroom deals and trying to like cut stuff, and it works. It works really fast. He's like, I got you all off. You can't be a commissar commander anymore, and we have to split you from your ghosts. But also, you're not all being summarily executed. So deal? And Gaunt's like, deal.
I think the real point of the trial is setting up Ludd as like someone who, because he's the only one who bats for Gaunt when he's about to be executed the first time. And he's like, there's some aspects of this story we should probably bring this up the chain. And then he goes up the chain and then end up at that trial. And then he's the only one who volunteers to act as like a legal representative for them. And then and so you get this feeling of like Ludd's he's an honest to God good guy here. He's like on our guy's side. That's neat. And then he spends the rest of the book being a plant for Balsheen.
Right. He's a baby commissar. Like, I think that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
He's a baby commissar in the commissariat who is simultaneously idealistic and also beholden to the power structure, right?
Yeah.
So the idealism part is he's willing to believe in the justice of the courts and believe that Gaunt has a chance even when he doesn't. But then the beholden to the power aspect is that, yeah, you tell me to be a spy on Gaunt, yes, I'll do that too, because that's what I've been told to do. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a good character.
He's a very good character. I felt like there was a really great moment where he goes to Gaunt's like, I need you to go further north and rally that regiment there. And he's like, I'm supposed to stick with you. And he's like, this is war. This isn't any time for politics. He's like, oh, yep, that's a good idea. Yep, good point. And he goes, and there's this overly posh, pompous regiment who's like, it's been unseemly time of weather this year. We're pulling out. And obviously our commanding officer's pulled out first. He's not here. And he's just like losing his mind at how ridiculous this is, and like breaks his nose and like, you get in the fight now. Ludd really had like a growing up moment there. I really enjoyed that. That's a great scene.
Yeah. Because again, baby commissar, he's never done this before. He's idealistic. He believes in the power structure, and he comes face to face with the reality of war and has to figure it out pretty quick, and he does. Yeah, good job, Ludd.
Good job, Ludd.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
It's great. How'd you feel about it not being the Tanith first and only anymore? It's the Belladon 81st first recon.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, every book we've read about the Gaunt's ghosts, Tanith people are dying. We're losing folks all the time, and eventually you're not big enough to be your own regiment. Gaunt's gone. Presumed dead. It's been a long time. So yeah, lump them together with another regiment, figure it out. I think that's the practical way to do things.
Well, yeah, but we already knew that the Tanith first and only weren't all Tanith. Like, all the Vagastites were there too. So they were already mixed
before,
but they were already like coalesced and like sorted it out, and like the Vergassites were happy to be Tanith, and now you have to find out if the Vergassite and the Tanith are happy to be Belladon. And there's another commissar, Novobatsky, I think his name is, where he's the Belladon's commissar. He's running around being like, Belladon blood is like wine on the Emperor's lips, and they're like, who's like, where? I'm sure that's an important place, but we're Tanith. Like, I've never heard of Belladon. So I feel like Gaunt's ghosts were still operational by themselves. They were explicitly told that they were lost because Gaunt took all of the strong personalities who would be, first picks to lead the regiment on his suicide mission, which Gaunt, you took...
Which, Gaunt, buddy.
Buddy. All you had to do was lead Ron and McCall, and it's like, yeah, maybe you all died if you didn't have Ron and McCall. But, like, they're the people
You'd
that...
have some leadership left over.
Right.
Yeah.
High command would have been like, these people can lead. The head of the scouts, the head of, like, the second or third in command. Second after Korbeck died with Ron. Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm going to be real here. If Ron doesn't go, does it change anything?
I think if Ron stays with the regiment, there's a shot, right? I think you could write it either way and make it much more plausible. I think the idea that the Tanith leadership had all the strong, charismatic leaders, people who were, like, in line and had the popularity to do it, Ron is a good bet there. And I think if he stays, the answer is maybe. Like, the book opens with Van Voigt's doing a formal dinner on the eve of battle, and it's Gold Collier and someone else, and it's Hark, I think. They show up, and it's like, Gold Collier's been a head case for the last 4 years. There's no way this
Right.
guy has any kind of reputation with high command that's like, I feel confident with this guy in charge. But a Tanith in charge of the Tanith who's been there the entire time, who has a reputation for leadership, I think he could maybe at least talk to Van Voigt's and, like, present a case for keeping the Tanith in his hands. I don't think Gold Collier is that guy.
Right. No.
Yeah.
But, I mean, who's better? That's the problem, right?
Ron.
All the leadership's gone.
Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah,
Yes, if Ron's there, then it's Ron.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, how did
Anyway.
you feel about the Garyon mission reuniting with the Tanith? Well, the 81st first.
I'm kind of pissed off at the Garion mission guys being like, oh, no one understands how hard it was for us on Garion. It was so hard all the time, and only people that were there could possibly understand it. Like, you fuckers, get over yourselves. Share some hard things that happened with your friends, and I don't know, maybe your spouse, maybe tell them what happened, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's chaos. Like, they know what chaos is. It's not that hard. There were these crazy automatons that hung on power lines, and they jumped down and tried to kill us. Ooh, I don't know, man. I was so mad.
So I kind of get it in that, like, they spent the last however many months working their way through official channels that all think they're chaos tainted and awful.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this to anyone because anyone might get, like, the wrong idea about what it is I'm saying. Like, the moment when Gaunt reveals that he can now speak one of the chaos languages, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I could see other troopers taking that the wrong way and being like, Commissar, they were just speaking in tongues that the blood pack speak. Maybe go and shoot them.
Yeah.
I'm reminded...
Look,
I want to just
get
throw this out
that.
there. I want to throw this out there. That when in Honor Guard, Ron overhears that Father's Wild is Itani or whatever, like, oh, and that's their word for pilgrim, but the bad guys
Right.
had taken that, and Ron overhears this guy's Ayatani, and immediately is like drawing his pistol to shoot this guy.
Right.
And so maybe other ghosts might react similarly when the Garyon mission turn up. So they're cagey from everything they had to do with official channels. They get back to their regiment, and they're just not ready to open up. These are people who have I get it that, like, it's mega PTSD. Everyone in the Guard has PTSD, but these guys have extra mega PTSD. And that's just a little annoying. I get it.
It is. It is.
I think it would be 1,000 times better if Tona hadn't blown off Kafran when they meet.
Yes, that's the one.
That's
the
the
one.
one. That if you just write that scene that she hugs him and goes, "It was
Yeah.
terrible."
I'm so glad to see you again. Boy,
right.
I sure love you, and I know I missed you, and you missed me.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about what happened right now, but I'm glad to be home.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all we
Creed,
need.
you stone cold bitch. What's your problem? Man. And Catherine's like, doesn't all of a sudden have a giant, like, emotional breakdown over this. He's like, well, I'm kind of hurt. Wow, what happened there? It's like, you are taking this extremely well, sir. Very well. I'm impressed at your emotional maturity and stability here. Yeah, poor Catherine.
Poor calf.
Isn't he even like, do you want to see the kids? And she's like, nah.
No.
All right, Creed.
It's not.
Creed.
Do you want to see the kids? It's did you get a chance to see the kids? And she's like, no, I was too busy being interrogated by the Inquisition. You fat white. Like,
what the fuck? Calm down. Freaking Creed. Yes, I think that's it. I think that's the one. If she's just like, I'm glad to see you under any capacity. I'm like, all right, things are good.
yeah.
I don't. Why does Dan write it that way? I just don't.
I don't know.
I don't
know. Ron had been carrying around a lock of Jesse Bender's hair, but had started screwing Sabatine Kirk. And then when he gets back, his girlfriend, which was totally true love to Ron a year and a half ago, is now screwing his replacement.
Right. Marin, or whatever his name is. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Fair on both counts. I think everyone's fine. Really, I mean, I guess Ron's girlfriend is gone, so that sucks. But yeah, like he moved on apparently, and so did she, and everything's cool. Right?
Yeah. Except Marin's pretty jealous. He doesn't love her, but he's pretty jealous anytime anyone else looks at her. And maybe Ron might look at her and he's like, well, do I have to use the skills Ron taught me to kill Ron to keep my standing? Maybe.
That's funny. Yeah, no, there's a lot of insecurity in this book. There's a lot of like, oh no, this guy's not dead actually, and they're back. They're going to take my job. Which, considering what ends up happening, yes, fair concerns.
I mean, I do wonder if Dan entirely wrote this. You got to remember, it's like early 2000s, and it's like, well, big strong men can be insecure sometimes. Let's write a bunch of big strong men who are insecure sometimes. You know,
that's fair.
Which if that was the point, he did it. They're insecure, and I don't think it's all of it's unreasonable. You know, there's a lot of really good stuff there.
Right. No, definitely.
Yeah.
But I do think it kind of like, would have it really hurt if the Tanith was all together and they were just waiting on their boss, and then he came back and everything was fine? Because that's what ends up happening. But we have to go through all these hoops and this rigmarole, and the existing commander has to like offer to do a suicidal last stand so that Gaunt can take his place again. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of so you're just wondering, like, why did Gaunt have a time skip here? Like, why did Dan put in a time skip at all? Why didn't they just have him get off Garyon at the end of the last book and be like, go back to his regiment? Is that kind of your point, that you didn't have to do all this?
Because that's where we end up anyway.
It is.
We end up in the exact same place.
So throughout the book, there's a lot of, like, we learnt this on Garyon and, like, all these informal codes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, and I don't off the top of my head know, but how much more of that continue. If you didn't like that, maybe hold on to your butts as it continues in the next book, as people are still like, we learned this on Garyon. It's real special tech. You know.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a little more to it. I think the interesting takeaway from like the time skip and being stuck on Geryon is that there's still people stuck on Geryon. He left 2 ghosts there with
Right.
Kurth and McVenna, one of the scouts.
The doctor.
Yeah, the doctor is
Isn't there
Kurth.
Yes,
Yes.
Les Kurth. Right.
Kurth and McVenna the scout. They're both still there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy everything with Ezra Knight. Gaunt could have used the word "he's my life ward." Instead, he says, "I own him."
And then is like, but not. It's not like a slave thing
Thing.
though. He just sees himself as like a guitar, or like a gun or something. He just likes getting used. And I'm like, oh boy, you're digging yourself a hole here, man.
Yeah, but I really enjoy Ezra Knight just as like this stoic life ward who's got a rainbow. He's weird in the right kind of Warhammer way, where it's like, sure, this guy just has a life ward that's shoots magic poison toxin darts from an electromagnetic rifle bow. Why not?
And wears like Terminator sunglasses.
Yes. So good. Yeah, so Wilder. No, is it Wilder or
Yeah, it's Wilder.
Wilder dies? Is he the one who does
Yeah.
that? Who's the other guy? Because there's 2 Belladons.
Like Commander.
Yeah.
Belladons?
Yeah. There's Wilder, and then there's the other one. I can't remember his name.
Is one like a commissar? Like, what are we?
I think one of them's like captain of a company. There's Colonel Lucien Van
Captain,
Wild.
okay.
So there's Wilder's the colonel, and he's talking to another one of his guys, and he's always giving him nicknames. Like, this is Fufu Freewig.
Right.
Which
And
that
he's
was,
like, it's dangerous because then sometimes you might accidentally use it when you don't want to.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember who the other Belladon was, because I think he sticks around. I wish there was a list of personnel on the
Yeah.
on the wiki.
Those are always nice. When they're missing, they hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't think it matters what his name is. But
No, it doesn't. But like the idea that Gaunt is still having to lead Belladons as well, and we have a Belladon in command.
Yeah.
Somewhere. It's the state of the regiment. I think it's good to know to go into the next book, so I'm ready for it.
I guess I still think if you just start this book with like, and then Gaunt and his buddies magically got off, and they're here now, and everything's fine, and we absorbed another company while they were gone, and they're here, and they're giving a new flavor to everything. Thumbs up, let's go. Right? Could have totally done that.
You could have, but that would be at odds with everyone suspecting him having been that long on a tainted chaos world. Because
They still do it.
you could. I don't know. I feel like I really enjoy Gaunt trying to resettle back into just being a commissar and being like, let's go check out this outpost. And like, there are eating bodies here. That's a problem. Or like him getting into a 8v1 punch up with guys who are like, well, if you're going to pretend to lift boxes, bend with the knees,
Right. Yeah. He's just doing commissar shit a lot in this book.
He is, and it's nice to see. I don't know that it's like strictly important. Like, I'm not gonna miss it in the next book when it's not there. But I feel like Dan has written an accurate setting, and he's like played that out to its natural conclusion. Where it's like, what if Van Voigt's was only given a lot of fresh regiments, and they had huge desertion rates, and they didn't have enough commissar, and then a commissar who's maybe chaos tainted is in a trial, and they're able to cut a deal where he gives up command rank within the guard and fully assumes roles of the commissariat again. What would he be doing? And it's like, okay, yeah, this all makes sense. It all plays out.
Yes.
The scales balance. Is it when you zoom out, is it important? Probably not. but it's still good, and I enjoyed it for that.
Yeah, right. It's good. Gaunt being a commissar is good. I'm not like, oh, I hate reading this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just say that Chaos's plan here is bad?
Really? You think Chaos's plan is
Well,
bad?
Okay, well, maybe. So what they decide the Chaos's plan here is to lure the Imperial forces into this weird giant maze thing.
Mm-hmm.
And once they're all inside the giant maze thing, they open warp gates and all monsters and armies come through and kill them all.
Right.
So before everyone's all inside, they start sending monsters at them for no reason that I can tell. And you know what this does? It gives the Imperium a chance to figure out what the hell is going on.
I did not read that, or at least listen to it, as they were deliberately letting the. There's actually one of them as a character. He's called the Thrice Wrought. Like, you can be once wrought, twice wrought, and thrice wrought.
Yeah.
This guy's name is Crookshanks, and he's like always complaining that the lesser ones are too eager to eat or whatever. I didn't get the feeling that, like, Chaos has this plan to lure them in and to unleash this giant army, but those monsters are kind of doing their own thing. Like, I don't think they could stop them. They're being held.
They get called home.
They do, but it's always at like
They get called home more than once. Like, oh, I'd like to stay and fight and eat these guys, but I'm getting called home. I gotta go.
Yeah, but it's also like when the sun's coming up, and it's like, okay, these things are afraid of sunlight. They're being called home. Is that is there a person with a radio being like, "Come back, my boys," or is it like, "Oh, the warp's calling because warp shit's like dragging me back home because my power's waning because I can only be out of the warp for so long, like a demon."
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. That makes it better, I think, if they're just doing their own thing, because that's more chaos, right?
That is more chaos, yeah.
It's like, we can't actually control everything we've got under our control, per se.
Right.
They're kind of doing their own thing a lot. Yeah, that's fair. So Chaos's plans are thwarted by the fact that they don't have strict control over all of the elements of their own plan, which is always the case with Chaos.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The Blood Pact have been pretty organized. And boy, I sure hope nothing comes of the Sons of Sec that Gaunt is very concerned with telling Van Voights about and nobody seems to give a shit about. Of course, when we were listening
I'm sure it'll be fine.
When we were reading about them in the last book, they were only purging towns of 40,000 people with just 400. Like, you know.
Right.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Normal.
It's fine.
Normal stuff.
I don't have a lot more to say, but I will say good touch is Van Voight's is on his way back to his like private quarters when they're like, the Gaunt's returned, they're coming back to us, and like it turns out they're being shipped in a freight container instead of like passenger quarters. I thought,
locked freight container.
Yeah, I thought the good touch for Van Voight's was he was going to go pour himself a glass of Amasec, and he goes, no, in solidarity, and pours himself a glass of Sakura. I thought that was neat little touch.
They really want you to like Von Voights. You really want to feel like he's giving Gaunt a fair chance in all things.
Yeah. I thought it was just interesting that this Lord General, like Gaunt has made such an impression on him that he keeps Sakura like on his liquor cabinet, you know.
Gaunt's his golden boy. Gaunt's his favorite son.
It's
I
true.
mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Gaunt gets shit done. Like, I don't even think it's like I just like Gaunt as a human being. It's like I send Gaunt places and magic things happen. It's amazing.
Right.
Right. So it's hard to separate that out in that kind of commander subject relationship. Does he really truly appreciate Gaunt as a human or just as an incredibly fantastic effective tool?
Probably both. Probably a bit of
and
both.
from Von Voight's perspective, I don't
like
all he cares about is effective commanders at this point.
Right, a competent commander is what makes a good human in Van Voight's ideal. So like these things mesh, in his mind.
Yeah. As a quick aside, just with the ghosts being shipped in a shipping container, they escape and disappear into the like command structure and freak everyone out for a while. That's a great time.
It is, yeah. And like, we
Yeah.
gotta get the Lord General back to his private chambers, and like Gaunt's in there already. It's like, yes.
And like 7 ghosts are in there because
Well,
I don't know, man. They just disappear. It's fine.
The ghosts weren't in his chambers. They were all like down in the like engine decks or whatever, because like the heat blocks sensor readings. Like it blocks their body heat from being registered. Cause like,
Some of them were in there with Gaunt.
no,
At least
it was
2.
it was just Gaunt. Yeah, because he's
Alright,
like
fair enough.
pulls out the pistol on this other commissar, and they're like, "You're endangering the Lord Commander, the Lord General." He's like, technically I never pointed it at him." Like that didn't happen. Nope.
Yeah. So the ghosts are moderately supernatural. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We're okay with it.
It's fine.
Doesn't bother us.
Gaunt and Rowan call each other by their first names, Eli and Bram, instead of Ibrahim.
do.
It's Bram.
Yep.
So
yep.
they're buddies. I don't think Rowan's plan to kill Gaunt is ever going to happen now. I think it's officially dead. I think they're in love, and like I can see the ship now.
Yeah.
After
totally.
this one.
Yeah. And I mean, they'll joke about it. It'll be brought up from time to time, but I don't think Ron's really interested in doing it.
Yeah. How do you feel about Sabatine Kirk cutting a deal and being at the end of the book? It's like, I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
It doesn't go anywhere. I was like, ooh, what is she gonna say? And the book's like, nothing. Like, not in this book.
Not in this book. It's a
Yeah.
setup for the next book, maybe.
Fine. But I mean, I would have preferred it if they're just like, where did Sabatine Kirk go? Dunno. Instead of we understand that she cut a deal. So then she's just gone the whole book, and then at the end it's like, oh, she cut a deal.
But we
'Cause
already
telling her-
we already knew she got a deal.
we did because they told us.
Yeah,
right.
they told us that like before the trial that like, oh, Balsheen wanted to question her, and when she walks into the room, she's like, "Hi, I'd like to cut a deal," and then like doors close, fades away.
I know, but if they didn't tell us that, if we just got Gaunt's perspective where she
Right.
just disappears, he doesn't know where she went,
Right.
and he's like, I can't worry about that right now. We have things to do. And then at the end of the book, it's like, oh, that's where she's been. She's been spilling her guts to the Inquisition, right?
Right.
I think that's just a better decision from a writing perspective. That's all. Because if you're not going to do anything with it, don't do it at the beginning of the book. She doesn't exist for the whole thing.
Set up, and then at the end of the book, it's a reminder. And theoretically, in the rule of 3, the next book should be the payoff, right? If think about it, that's the thing Dan wants us to remember the most, because it's literally the last lines of the book.
Yes.
So in theory, it should pay off pretty quickly in the next book. Like that's the
Should
theory.
do.
That's the theory.
Right, because that's the cliffhanger, and you should pay it off.
If it turns out it's paid off in an anthology or a short story that he doesn't write for 6 years later, that's gonna be, or that we don't read because it's not on my list of things. That's gonna be real funny.
Right. The equal chance of that. Let's just be there. Yeah.
So I've got 2 things left. How many things do you have left?
Okay. I just have a couple things that I highlighted, but what do you got?
I got Father Itani Zweil being like, just a lot of great lines where it's like, can you bring them back? And he's like, he lied. He could bring people back from the dead. Just being a crazy old kook.
Yeah. It's like random ramblings of an old man being like, can you resurrect people from the dead? It's like, what are you talking about, crazy old priest?
Or just like, just a flesh wound. They're all flesh wounds. Nobody ever says I just got shot in my bones.
I've seen people missing a leg saying it was just a flesh wound. Obvious Monty Python reference on that one.
Yeah. Very good. And the other one that I have, the only other thing I have is Larkin coming back less crazy.
Right.
He's just like fine now.
Which I think somebody says that's more concerning than any other symptom anyone else has
Yes.
after they've returned. Is like Larkin's not
Not
crazy
crazy.
anymore. What the
Right.
hell happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I really got a feeling from Larkin. And he only has like 4 or 5 scenes, and like one is where he's
Yeah,
with
he's
Brost.
barely in this one.
Broston throws his flamer tank, and they do like a special maneuver where he shoots it and it sprays flaming promethium all over the enemies, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the book, I had a moment where I'm just listening to Larkin telling Caffran, being like, everyone knows that goals, you've got goals, kids, go and do something about it. He's like direct to the point. And I'm just thinking, if this Larkin, if we had this Larkin like 2 books ago, how would he have dealt with Ku and like
Mm.
Bragg dying? It's like, oh god, he's finally got like the resolve and the self-confidence and not being completely effing crazy, and his friend's already dead.
It's too late to do anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's on the one hand, it's a great resolution for Larkin, going from this crazy kind of unstable great shot, but doesn't really know how to deal with confrontation with other ghosts and like interpersonal problems like that. And
Right.
it's just morose that like he's kind of got it figured out now, but it's too late. It's too late. It's the grim darkest part of this book, I think.
It is.
Yeah. All right, that's all of my notes.
I just had, I forget who it is, one of the ghosts basically jumping on top one of these 4-ton monsters and stabbing it in the brain to kill it.
All right.
Is like, that was cool. I'm down. That was awesome. Good superhero moment there.
And then they go to do it again, and he's like, "Well, I took it on. You told me the back of the head's the weak spot, so I thought I'd do it." It's great.
Which, fair. But if McCall did something, don't assume you can also do it. I think that's a good rule of thumb.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's just a moment there where Gaunt says he tried to remember the last time he'd actually felt any fear and realized he couldn't. Garyon had stolen that from him and from all the members of the mission team. And I'm like, how? I mean, look, I was there with them for a lot of Garyon. I don't know they went through anything that was stealing fear from them because they were all afraid the whole time, right?
We went through like the first week of Garyon. They were there for
Yeah.
74 more weeks. You know.
Yes, that is true.
Pure survival, no support networks, no resources that they're used to.
Yeah.
Pure survival on a chaos held world while trying to like build a resistance. I can believe that the stakes are suitably high there, that like going pure survival mode, right, is the kind of thing there where that's the kind of thing that breaks the barrier between Rawn and Gaunt, and they can be buddies. And Creed can be like, I can't keep secrets. I've got Gold Collier's kids, and that's the kind of thing she can open up to. And the idea that they come back with mega PTSD that has stolen their ability to feel fear because nothing compares to fighting wirewolves and the Blood Pact and Chaos Space Marines. I can kind of buy it. I don't think it's like amazing, especially because Gaunt in his role as a commissar is like leading an inspiring speech with the Fortis Binars, or no, it's not. Well, I think he might still be talking to one of them, but he's talking to a young trooper who's scared, and he goes, "If you're scared, I'm terrified." And I feel like undercutting the truth of Gaunt being a good leader, being able to relate to his men like that by having him just lie about how terrified he is. Like, if the troopers are all scared, I'm terrified because like it all depends on you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like just having Gaunt be like, I can't be afraid anymore, is I don't think it plays quite as well. I think Rawn is illustrative here because it makes sense that he goes, I'm in this firefight. I've just pulled all not even my company, off to the side to go and rescue some scouts, and my heart rate isn't even elevated. You know, what I used to do was like this. I was hopped up on Imperial propaganda, but now it's not even that. Now it's just survival. It's just butcher work. I just kill to kill, and then I'm done killing. That's fine. I really enjoyed that, especially
I
because
get that.
Rowan was
Yeah.
already a kind of cold character. I don't imagine he had a lot of heart rate racing moments. Anyway, but having Gaunt just be like, I've conquered fear. Fine, it's yeah. Don't really have a lot to say on it. You know, it's like
No. Yeah, it's weird.
the only thing I can find the comparison for is him being like, if you're scared, I'm terrified. And I like that about Gaunt, where he's able to actually be both a good commander and a good commissar at the same time. And especially a commissar who doesn't just have to put bullets in people to be like, you should be afraid of me more than them.
Enemy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I do have one more thing. Where Gaunt talks to Ludd, and he's like, I haven't read the primer. I haven't read the book in years. And he has a lot of these jokes, comments that Ludd thinks are jokes, where he's like, how did the Imperium ever get this way? It's terrible. It's feffing crazy. And he's just like, haha, that's a good one, sir. And he's like, yeah, I was joking. Staring contest.
Yeah. Yeah. Gon's just like increasingly disillusioned with how the Imperium is running things and what it is.
Right.
And he's just kind of being a little open about it. And Ludd's like, that sure is heretical, the things you're seeing there, sir. I'm a junior commissar. I've learned this in commissar school.
Right.
And the Gaunt's like, joking, or am I? All right, let's do some commissar stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Good times.
Do you have any other highlights? Anything?
I do not.
Okay. So the next book is The Armor of Contempt.
Yes.
You weren't sure what it was and asked me about it, and I have...
It's the next book, apparently.
It is the next book, but I made sure to go and download it earlier because I wanted to see if it had chapters on the audiobook, because you said it didn't have chapters?
It has chapters, but they're named... Like every other book in this omnibus is like chapter 1, chapter 2, and this one's like, no, we don't have a chapter 1.
So here's...
This is simply a name of a chapter.
Here's what I've got. I've got the opening credits, then the epigraph, and then a chapter that's 2 minutes and 20 seconds called Warhammer 40,000, and then it's the first chapter, well, not even the first chapter, but I assume is like the first act. It's called Walking the Glory Road, and that has like 17 chapters. And
That's interesting.
Then Planetfall, and that has 8 chapters. Then Enemy Country, and that has 8 chapters. And then there's another act, or another act after that again and then again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has little acts. I don't know how the paper book or the Kindle version organizes those. If you get into the Glory Road, the first one, maybe there's chapters within that for you.
Oh, I could check.
It's not terribly important, but
But all I'm saying is, if you look at the list of books and the chapters, which the Kindle does for you, every other book is chapter 21, chapter 22, and this one goes Walking Glory Road, Planetfall,
Right.
Enemy Country.
It's-
it just sounds like the names of short stories, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I believe they're all connected. It's fine.
Okay.
I will say it definitely jumps between people's perspectives, right? For some of these things, right? And that makes sense, and maybe that's why it's organized that way. But it's all one book. It's all one book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough. Sounds good. We'll get it started.
Yeah. You just stop when you get to Only in Death. That's the last book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You got it.
Alrighty.
All right. That's it then. We good? We good to go? We're good to go.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for hanging out with us for another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour, streamed live at twitch.tv/Somicron. We're also at youtube.com/@Somicron for less of a live version, but something for YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
You can also support the podcast if you want to by coming to the twitch.tv/Somicron page and following or subscribing or gifting subs or cheering bits. A lot of ways to do that. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel too. You can go to patreon.com/Somicron to support it as yet another way. So again, we'll be back next week talking about some anime, probably talking about maybe movies and video games we're playing. Maybe Somicron will have another 97 hours in Starfield. Who knows? He could take to it like a fish to water.
Maybe.
But we'll be back next week and find out. So join us then. Have a good one.